Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Monday, the 20th of January, 2025. I'm Sean Elmer. Every afternoon, we've got 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, it was a decent day on the market today. The S&P ASX 200 finished up almost 0.5% to 8,347 points. Iron ore prices are rising. That helped the big miners, BHP and Rio Tinto in particular. Shipping of iron ore from the Pilbara has been delayed by a cyclone, named Cyclone Sean somewhat appropriately. That, though, has been overcome and shipping has once again begun. Best performers today among the large caps, Pro Medicus, James Hardie, Macquarie Group and Wesfarmers. The underperformers included the energy companies, Transurban and CSL. A little bit of stock-specific news. IGO share price fell after it said it would post a net loss on its Western Australian lithium processing plant. South32 said it's been able to pick up production of aluminium. Its share price rose. One of the best on the day was Tabcorp, up more than 5%. In fact, it's up more than 20% in the last week. Someone that is out there buying. Not a lot of news around about that particular company. Still, plenty of supporters at the moment. Of course, markets are in a bit of a holding pattern ahead of tomorrow's inauguration of Donald Trump. He will become the 47th president of the US. Expect a barrage of executive orders in the 24 hours after he takes the job. That will probably give a lead to markets. Story number 2, the latest opinion poll locally shows that Peter Dutton has caught Anthony Albanese as preferred Prime Minister, with law and order issues increasingly prominent among voters. The Australian Financial Review Freshwater poll comes amid an anti-Semitic outbreak of violence. Now, both Anthony Albanese and Peter Dutton got 43% of respondents to pick them as preferred Prime Minister. On a two-party preferred basis, the coalition lead the government 51 to 49%. That's unchanged over the past 4 months. The polls at the moment suggest that the opposition's attack on the Prime Minister as weak are working. The key issues, cost of living by far and away the number one issue, then housing, health and social care, economy, crime and social order, and the environment. The most likely outcome from the election in mid-May is a hung parliament. The betting markets still think that the government is most likely, but they'll rely on the Teals and the Greens to maintain power in the House of Representatives. Story number 3, the federal government is busy rolling out big spending election promises, even though we don't have an election date yet. Today, it pledged $2 billion towards converting Australia's 4 aluminium smelters into renewable electricity plants. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese was in the Hunter Valley in New South Wales. He was talking about 1,500 jobs at the smelter in Tomago. In the past 3 weeks, the government has promised $7.2 billion to upgrade the Bruce Highway in Queensland, $3 billion for the NBN, and then another $2 billion for the aluminium smelters today. For its part, the coalition in the past 48 hours has promised changes to the fringe benefit tax. It's promised that businesses with a turnover of up to $10 million will actually get FBT exemptions for amounts up to $20,000. That means you can go out to lunch for free, basically, or at least you get the tax exemption on it. Story number 4, the ceasefire in the Middle East has held for 24 hours with the release of Israeli hostages overnight and more than 300 truckloads of humanitarian aid entering the Gaza Strip. The deal began yesterday evening Australian time. Now, Israel's released about 90 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. All were women or minors. 3 Israeli female hostages were released. One, a mother, said it was a horrendous ordeal, 471 days away from her family. Thousands gathered in Tel Aviv to witness the release of the Israeli hostages. Donald Trump and Joe Biden both claimed credit. And story number 5, the ban on TikTok in the US lasted a few hours before Donald Trump said he will approve the platform operating in the country if a US entity is able to buy 50% of the app. Now, President Trump has given ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, 3 months to find a buyer. He said he was doing it to save jobs in the US. He also said he liked TikTok because it helped him win the youth vote in the presidential election. TikTok came out and thanked President Trump. Congress had passed a law designed to address national security concerns about TikTok. Trump previously had supported that law. He then overturned it. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday, the 20th of January, 2025. Make sure you hit follow on the podcast. We'll be back tomorrow morning with a Tuesday edition of the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.